guys, it's Jessica Snowden. Hello, hello. I'll give everybody time to get on. Sorry, I was trying to run around and I had a wine and wash and was trying to figure it all out. So, hello. Hello, pretty people. Hey, guys. Hey, hey, hey. Julie was messaging me going, are you ready? I'm like, yes, I'm getting there. So, I'm super excited to talk to you guys tonight. So I'm going to get everybody time to get on. So, hey, hello. I'll give everybody time. Oh, goodness. Hello, hello, hello. I was running around like a chicken. I'll give people time. Just a second, okay? I'm back. Oh, crap. Back on. Hello. You guys, it's seriously. Okay. I had to plug my phone in. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started because I see plenty of people on here. And we'll go ahead and get going. So, hello, hello. Oh, from Washington. Hi, Shonda. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Julie. Hey, Lark. All right. Well, I have some stuff I want to talk to you. Oh, right. Rebecca, welcome. Welcome. How exciting. All right. So I'll go ahead and get started. We have 80 people, so I think we'll go ahead and get going. I see a lot of names. Hey, Haley. Hey, Nikki. So, hey, Nora. All right. So I'm going to talk about two of my favorite things. Hey, Samantha. Some of my things that actually... I just did a training, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. Back up. My name is Jessica Snowden. I am an associate executive director with Monate. Oh my gosh, that's a big phrase. I've been a director for 2 months. I actually have been in Monate for gonna be 3 years in October, and I am just super excited to talk to you guys today. My story is like no other story that you've ever seen. I actually started this, like I said, 2.5 years ago. I was looking for something. I'm actually a registered nurse, and I was actually looking for something that I could be able to stay at home with my kiddos. I have 3 kids. I live in the middle of nowhere, in the country, and I live 20 minutes from a Walmart, just to give you and 20 minutes from a gas station. So if you say you can't do it because you live in small town America, I'm with you. But I was looking for something because I was working 50 hours a week, driving 1 hour one way, 1 hour home, and I needed something to change. Prayed about it, asking God to send me something that I'd be able to do at home. And actually found it on Facebook through Julie, and I could not ever get away from it. I knew that I had to ask about it. And so it woke me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, Beth, that's funny. Woke me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I actually was like, I need to ask her about it. So I messaged her. She talked to me all day, and I had this gut feeling that I had to do it. So I jumped in and was so, it took me a while. It took me 5 months to get going because we were brand new and not a lot of people knew about it. And so kind of went and was able to actually walk away from my full-time job a year later in 2015 in July, and I actually walked away from my full PRN nursing 2 months ago. I am actually making about 9 times as what I was making as an RN, which is insane. I have an incredible team. I'm just blessed beyond measure, and I can't even believe this is what I get to do all the time. So one of my favorite things to talk about is network marketing, in network marketing, is personal development, number one, okay? You have to be good at personal development. Number two, I love to talk about mindset. I think those go hand in hand, because the reason why you do mindset is because you have personal development. And so one of the things that I actually needed to do is become better with myself. Hey, Amanda. And so one of the things that when I started this thing, I was insecure. I didn't think I could do it. My belief was low. I didn't think I could become a director in all reality. And we're going to talk about that because I really think it's important that we start there. My belief was low in myself. When I look in the mirror, I didn't see myself as a director or a mentor or even a builder, okay? I didn't see myself as that. I didn't think I could, okay? So that's where it started. So when your belief system is low, you have to realize that you're not going to get anywhere. And people only take you as what you see yourself as. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, I want you to think about, what do you see when you look? So one of the things that I'm learning is the fact that when I look in the mirror now, 2.5 years later, God has helped me to see that I am enough, that I am worthy, that I'm able to do this. And because of Monet, it's given me more confidence as a woman, as a professional, as now a director. And it all started whenever I saw myself as more. And so mindset, when we think about mindset, the one thing that comes to mind is I think about, and you guys, if you don't know me, I get to preaching, so I apologize. Just get those hands a raising, because that's just what I do. And my girls know that too. But one of the things that really came to mind when I think about mindset is that once you accomplish the impossible, you give everybody else the permission to do the same. So I want you to think about that, because when you do that, when you accomplish the impossible, you actually give everyone else around you the permission to do the same, right? And so I actually, one of my favorite stories about that is back before 1954, they said that it was impossible to run a 4-minute mile. That it was impossible to do that. That actually they said that the human body could never do the 4-minute mile. And in 1954, in Oxford, England, there was actually a guy named Roger Bannister that decided to break the 4-minute mile, and he did it. And he did it at 359.4, okay? And he broke that barrier. And people ask, how did he do it? He conquered his mind before he conquered his legs. He told himself, he didn't listen to all the negativity or the shouldas and the shoulda, like, you can't do this, you shouldn't, oh, that's not possible. He said, this is possible, and he told himself, this is possible. Okay? And so whenever he would look at himself in the mirror, he says, I'm going to run the 4-minute mile. This is going to happen. And so he did it. And so he conquered the mindset before he conquered anything else. Do you guys realize that 90% or 80% is in your mind and 20% is mechanics? Now, a lot of you guys say, well, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do this. This is like, you got to tell me how to do it. And I'm like, you need to realize that here's the thing. You need to know that you can do this, that it's in here. Whatever's come before and whatever's come ahead of you, know that this can happen. Mindset is everything. And when I decided myself to say, Jessica, you can do this. And there was like, I feel like there was like a time where I would say, okay, I'm going to be founder. I'm going to be market mentor, right? That was before there was cars. So I was like, I'm going to do that. I can do that. And then it was director. And I said, okay. And I wrote it down on the wall and I said, I'm going to be director. And it comes with a special mindset. And so you have to realize that every time that you get to a new level, there will be defeat in your mind that will tell you you can't do this. When you go against the flow, when you go against what everybody else is doing, know that there will be people telling you, why are you doing that? That's something you can't do. When I walked away from my full-time job, people would actually say, well, at least you have the nursing to fall back on. And I'd be like, well, thanks a lot, right? But I'm like, no, it's not to fall back on. There was a reason why I became a nurse. And there's a reason why I was led to Mon 8. And there's a reason why, because I gave myself permission to step out and go bigger and go better. And because I decided to do that, there are 10,000 people that are being affected because I decided to take that step. And there are other people that actually, if you think about, I have some people on my team that are actually making 5 figures that told me I can't do this. And because I decided to step forward and I decided to go bigger, they're able to do things that they never thought they could do. Now that's huge. So think about that. I believe that it's time for you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, it's time for me. One of my favorite verses in the Bible, and you guys know that like I said, if you listen to me, I preach. But one of my favorite verses is actually 1 Timothy 4:12, and this is what it says. It says, be an example to all believers in your love, your faith, in your purity, in your life. And I think that comes down to the fact that whenever you look at yourself in the mirror and you walk out and you go out, you need to present yourself in a way that represents you. And so I want you to know that. So that's where we're starting today. We're starting from mindset, because I believe that God has given each one of you a vision and something to do and something to step out forward. So when we talk about mindset, we start there. Okay? We start at mindset. So the second thing I'm going to talk about, and I think this is big, is you have to get around people with the same vision, right? And you have to be an influencer. So whenever I think about being an influence, I think about that I want to influence my team to do bigger and to be better, right? When I give permission for people to live bigger, then I give them permission to go big, right? And so one of the things that I learned from the 7-figure earner that Julie said that I was on, it was a training that I did, it was huge. And he talks about being a influencer. And you guys need to take notes with this, because this is huge. This can actually multiply your business. And I will tell you right now that I have influencers on my team. Didn't know what they were. Didn't know if I was an influencer, but I decided that I wanted to be an influencer on my team. So I'm deciding how to do that. So one of the things that when we talk about being an influencer, the first and foremost thing is we need to realize that, number one, to be independent. Okay? So number one, you need to be independent. In your business, you have to realize that this business is yours. First and foremost, it isn't your upline. It isn't your spouses. It isn't your partners. It isn't your friends. It isn't your brother or your sisters. It's yours. It's not even your downlines. It's yours. Stop relying on other people to run your business. First and foremost, your business needs to be yours, and you have to run your business in a way that will help you get ahead. Okay? So when I talk about being independent, I talk about the fact that when I sign up, I say, I love you, upline, but I'm going to do this because this is mine. And I will call you when I need you. But I'm going to do this. And I'm not going to make excuses, because you could either make excuses or you can build a team or make money, right? And a lot of you guys have excuses out there. You'll say, well, I'm not pretty enough. I'm not skinny enough. I can't speak in front of people. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't make enough money. You make excuses for yourself. And so in order to do this business, you have to say, you know what, day one, I'm going to be independent. And some of you, maybe you haven't been. You've been relying on too many other people. So you need to check your resources. You need to go to your Bible, which is or I'm too old. That's right, Cindy, exactly. Or I'm too young, right? And so one of the things that you need to realize is that your back office, your resource center is your Bible. Okay, so when you look at your Bible, you need to know that, hey, I can actually go there and look and say, okay, that's what I need to know, right? And if I really truly have a question, I'll ask my upline. Of course, that's what they're there for, right? But you have to realize that, oh, hello, light. But you have to realize that in order for you to be successful, you have to day one lay a foundation and say, this is in my hands. My success is here. And so don't depend on them. Okay? They're not going to do it for you. Stop complaining. Well, my upline didn't come to my party. And my upline didn't call me when she said. And my upline's too busy. No. You have the tools that you need to do this. So you just have to step out and do it. Okay? Your upline did the same thing. They stepped out and they did it. Right? So be independent. Number 2, create action. Okay? See, every one of you got to realize that in order for this to work, you have to work. And this isn't a get rich quick scheme. And this isn't, well, you're going to get rich. You just got to tell a couple people and this product sells itself. No, stop saying that, because it doesn't. If you want to be director in this company, you got to work your tail end off. And there are going to be times that you don't want to do this. And there are going to be times that you're going to be like, God, I just want to sit down. And you're like, no, you got to do more. But you got to fit your business into your life. Okay? You got to make it presentable. You got to make it like someone wants it, right? So don't make it all about it. Have sanctioned time, and we'll talk about that. But you have to have consistent work. Every single day you have to do this business. There are days that you're not going to want to talk about Monate, but you need to. And there are times that you're not going to want to do something, but you need to. There are going to be times that you don't want to go to a wash and wine, but you have to. Right? So you just have to be really willing to step up and do what is available. See, we have a system in place that you need to plug into. So you need to, work your tail off. Do the things that your business to get it to going. Okay? You got to get new team members. You got to get new customers. You have to get new market partners, and you have to get them to MMP and then teach them to do the same. Duplication. Huge word. If you don't know what it means, you need to look it up. But duplication creates freedom in your business, right? Okay, so number 3, vision. You got to be a visionary, guys. In order for people to see where you're going, you got to know where you're going. You got to be good at being a visionary. I believe good leaders are good at knowing what it takes in order to be a visionary. See, when I tell my team, hey, I'm going here and I'm going to make it, I'm giving them permission to do the same. See, when I get to director, it just gave my team the permission to do the same. Because a lot of them are like, oh, is it really true? Like, can I make it? No, yes, you can, because I've made it, right? And so you have to have a vision. See, people only follow those that know where they're going. Do you know where you're going? Or are you just surfing? Or are you just coasting? Do you have a plan? Maybe you've fallen off that plan. Maybe you don't know where you're at. Maybe you're thinking, well, I don't think I could get there anymore because I haven't done a lot. Guess what? Forgive yourself. Day one, tomorrow, wake up anew and say, this is it. Today's the day. I'm going for it. Because every one of us mess up. Every one of us can start over. You can do it. So do you know where you're going? Okay? Awesome, Joseph. That's great. So have a vision. Be a visionary for your team. Tell your team where you're going and that they can come with you. Make a way. Be a trailblazer. All right, number 4, focus on duplication and retention. When I talk about, yes, plan your work and work your plan. I like that, Julie. Focus on duplication and retention. Okay, and I'm going to talk about this in more detail in just a second. And number 5, solve problems. Solve problems. Be a problem solver. Don't be a complainer. Don't complain about what's going wrong. Come to the table with solutions, right? If you're going to be a director, you need to know how to solve problems, because I promise you a director has solved more problems and they failed harder and more. Okay, guys? Because you got to realize that you're going to fail sometimes. Believe me, girls, I have failed hard. Flat on my face, bawling, don't know if I can do this. But I decided to do it, and it came through problem solving. What was I doing? What did I need to fix? What was I doing that wasn't working? And you're always fixing that. You're always taking a marker, erasing, and starting over, right? So you want to solve problems and be a positive role model, right, guys? Be a positive role model. So one of the things that I believe that you have to realize is that you're going to have heartache and you're going to have negativity hit you. But what are you going to do with it? How are you going to turn it around? Because I believe this, the best leaders nip negativity in the bud. Yes, it's okay to be truthful, but it's not okay to be negative. Negative gets no one anywhere. It doesn't make anyone money. Negativity stops duplication. It stops it. It's like a fire. You have to be positive. Always be looking for the best. Always be looking for the next plan, right? Because I think a lot of you guys, with our growth that we just had, dude, it was hard, right? I mean, you were like, God, can we get through this? But you had to spin it and say, hey, I'm glad we're going through this right now, because it's telling me that we're growing, right? And you're going to have people on your team that are going to talk bad about you. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. But how are you going to get through it? Right? How are you going to get through it? So you have to realize that that's going to happen. All right, so let's talk about retention. Okay, guys? Let's talk about retention. Number 1, with retention. Hey, Melissa. To keep and teach those that are signed up in your business is retention. Do you guys realize that most people quit if they don't make $1 within their first month? Or their first 3 months, there's actually a drop-off rate. If in the first 6 months, it's actually 72% of people, right? So retention, to help someone not to fall off, help them make money. And that's why we have Smart Start. That's why we have people get MMP, right? So when we talk about it, we talk about, okay, we need to guide them to their first paycheck. That's what onboarding is. We talk about onboarding all the time. If you don't know what that is, ask your upline. I'm not going to go through it all, but I believe that onboarding is key. About 9 months ago, our company developed a plan, and it has exploded my team. We have systems in place that work. Do not reinvent the wheel, okay? Do not reinvent the wheel. So fall in love with the product. Help your people fall in love with the product. Help them find their product that they love. Help them fall in love with it, and let them show other people our products. You also want to teach them the right way to use the products and to promote the products, okay? Did you guys know that when you have the most taught, when your team is taught correctly, and they're actually going to be the biggest and best team. The more teaching a team has, the best they'll be. So it's all about learning. It's all about growing. And get plugged into events. Get them plugged into events. And we talk about events all the time, but one of the things is you need to be promoting your business event to event to event to event. Huge thing. Wash parties. Shampoo parties. Right? Wine and washes. Meet Monates, one-on-ones. When I first started my business, I did one-on-ones, right? I would just go to coffee with someone and talk to them about the business, and I would share about it. At that time, we didn't have the Dare to Succeed. But the Dare to Succeed is huge for your business. If you're not using it, you're losing, okay? Use the Dare to Succeed. I love that. That's awesome. Bubbles and blowouts. I love that. And teach your teams to do the events too. Okay? So we also have live meet Monates. Mimosas and Monate. Love that. Had that. That's awesome. Talk to everyone. That's right. Yes, personal development is huge. And that's where the mindset comes into. So surround yourself with those that are in the... Oh, I like that too, Zoe. That's awesome. Surround yourself with those that love the profession. Find people to follow and follow them. Fall in love with this profession. One of my favorite books is actually The 4-Year Career for Women. I love Beach Money. I love How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business. These are all books that I love. Sarah Robbins is a good person to follow. These people, Eric Worre that does the GoPro. These are things that will help you fall in love with the business, right? Surround yourself with those that pump you up. Right? With those that get you excited. All right? Surround yourself with those that you want to be like. See, I push myself, and if I want to be like someone, that helps me strive to be that person. Right? So do that. Number 2, Grant Cardone is that's another great one. Yes. Duplication. Okay, it's a simple process that's created to help your team duplicate and over and over. I promise you, if you have duplication that happens in your team, it's going to progressively get better and better. It's like a snowball. In the beginning of your business, you're going to be feeling like you're pushing the snowball up the hill, or even a car up a hill. And it's going to be hard, and you're going to be wondering, why am I doing this? And then you're going to get at the top of the hill, and you're going to let that snowball go, and it's going to roll by itself, and it's going to happen. If you do this system, the Dare to Succeed, onboarding, shampoo, wine and washes, and you teach your team to do the same, huge things happen. Okay, huge things happen. Duplication happens. Okay, follow the system, teach it once, and it'll be done over and over and over again. Guys, this career is a 4-year career. And I've actually been noticing that as I go on, the progressive duplication is happening more and more as I get bigger and bigger, and that's what happens. I'm going on being my 3rd to 4th year soon, right? And so you'll get more and more. So think about that. If you're in your 1st year, it's just going to get better and better and better and better. Okay? Rigid compliance, the rhythm of events. How we do things. Okay? If I do it, we do it, then you do it. Right? Teach your team to be an influencer, what I was talking about before, to be independent, to be a leader, to own their own tribe. And you let them go. Right? And you kind of like this. Right? And so buy into it. Yes, Christy, I know, sweetie. It sometimes it will feel like you're like, is this ever going to happen? But I promise you, keep planting those seeds. It's just like a harvest. If I went and planted my seeds in the garden, and I went out the next day and was like, crap, why isn't this working? And I just plowed up all the seeds that I just plowed, and I didn't care about it. I'm like, oh, it's not going to grow. What good would that be? But when I go out in my garden, I expect there to be a time of growth before I see the plant emerge from the ground. Yes, a market partner, right? And so you have to realize that when you're planting these seeds may take a while to sprout, but it's going to happen. Maddie, it's important. Onboarding, whatever. Julie has a rhythm of events that's actually up above I think she's tagged it. So that's really, really good to learn what the rhythm of events are. And also onboarding. There's actually, if you look in Julie's page, 2%, the page they're in right now, and you go to the search and you say onboarding, it will pull it up. Okay? It will pull it up. Yeah, so the best trained team wins. Just know that. The best trained team wins. When I take on a new person and I want them to get to MMB, they're like my little baby. Okay? If I have my little baby, I'm going to be caressing them and holding them and going, oh, it's okay, little baby, right? And then I'm going to teach them to get to MMP. And then when they bring on team members, I'm helping them teach their team members to get to MMP. And guess what happens? You're teaching them the system and you're doing it with them, and then you're going to let them do it, and then they're going to start doing it. Sarah, hey, it's going to come. Just keep on going. Keep on keeping on. Okay? I promise you. Yes, exactly. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about is relationships. Relationships are huge in your business. All right? And you want to create really awesome relationships. And I'm going to talk about those relationships and how that's going to help your business. Being an influencer is all about relationships. Okay? First and foremost, this is network marketing. So you want to create good relationships with your team. Okay? You want to have good relationships with your leaders. Okay? They need to know you. All right? They need to be in close contact with you. All right? Because when you do that, it inoculates them from leaving. All right? Hey, Renee, believe me, I wasn't a good seller either. But it's all about falling in love with the products and then allowing people just to try it. Let me give you this analogy. There's a waitress. She walks into she's at her job, right? And she goes to the person in the booth and she says, "Hey, you want some coffee?" And that person says, no. That waitress doesn't go in the back going, "Oh my God, I don't think I can do this. I'm a horrible waitress. They said no. I don't know if I can do this." Right? She doesn't do that. She just goes to the next person and says, "Hey, do you want some coffee?" Right? She doesn't get hung up on the no's and the yeses. See, you're just sharing a blessing. You're sharing an opportunity. Don't ever think that this is a hindrance to someone, because I promise you, someone is praying for this exact opportunity, and they've been praying for it, and you're their way out. So don't ever feel like you are pushing it on people. You're just presenting them to a way that say, "Hey, this is what I got. And I really don't care if you say yes or you say no, but I'm the messenger and I'm giving you the message and I'm moving on." When you learn that, it's going to be better for you. Okay? It's going to be better. I love my first Facebook page. I don't have a business page because I believe that you don't get a lot from that. Okay? Exactly. You have a special gift. Exactly. All right. So we talk about create relationships with your team, inoculate them, real relationships, but professional, okay? Real relationships, professional. You want them to be able to be a mentor for them, okay? All right, so then we talk about crossline and upline, okay? Create good relationships working together. Find those that are like you and hook up with them. Because I believe that whenever we find someone that's like us, they have kind of that same heart connection, then you're like, "Hey, you know what? I can do this." All right? You listen to them. You create cross lines, sister lines. Find someone that you can work with. I love this company for that. I love the women I work with. I have some directors that I've been following and we're friends, and I absolutely love them dearly, and I would do anything for them. I actually got on a call for a Crossline the other night. Doesn't help me with my money, but it helps them, and that's what I'm about. We need to be unified. We don't need to say, "You know what, have this mindset of this isn't going to get me anywhere." Okay, if I help them. You need to be willing to help those. Okay? All right. Let's see. So working together for the betterment of the company. Okay. Follow and talk to those who you want to be like. Number 3, your company. Okay. You really need to make sure that you're encouraging your corporate family. See, they want you the best for you. So you need to be encouraging and motivating. It only takes one time to be a negative influence to them. So always be positive and uplifting when you're calling into customer service. Don't be griping and complaining. Hey, they know that it sucks sometimes. They know the wait times suck. They're working on it. They don't need you telling them, right? Be positive, uplifting. Always be encouraging. Treat them like a small town. Treat them with the best respect. Okay? Don't be a negative person. Be a problem solver. Hey, if you want to come up with it, email them and say, hey, I want to help you with this, okay? Invest in others. Okay? Invest in others. And I promise you it'll pay off. And number 5, your family. So this is one of the last things that I'm going to talk about. Your family. Have a conversation with your spouse. Okay? Have a conversation with your spouse. And say, hey, honey, I'm about to start this new company, and I'm about to start this business opportunity. And maybe you haven't been taking it seriously because your spouse just wants you to be serious. Okay? They just want you to be successful. So maybe you've been in too many direct sales company and they're just tired of you not doing much, right? So they want you to be successful. So you just sit down with them and you have a one-on-one conversation with them and say, hey, I am actually going to be doing this. And maybe even sit down with your kids and say, I'm going for this. Like when I first, started, I was working full-time and doing this and saying, hey, mommy's going to be distracted, but I want you to know that this is going to happen. Like I'm going to be busy, but it's so much better. We're going to do the hard things now later on it'll be easier, right? Explain that to your family. Okay? Explain it to your spouse. Show them the vision. Talk to them about the vision. My husband is just now seeing the vision, right? And I've been in it for 2.5 years. He's been seeing it, but now he's actually seeing it come into fruition. He's actually seeing the paychecks that I've been wanting for all along. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's actually, it can happen, right? It's really, really important. So you need to let your children know what you're doing. Explain to them because they're your best supporters. They want to know what mama's doing and daddy's doing. So tell them about it. Let them know what you're doing. My kids watch me all the time. They know exactly what I'm going for. They know exactly what my goals are. They're like, Mommy, did you hit your goal? They know. Include them in on it. It's awesome. Okay? Just let them know that you're investing in, that you maybe have to sacrifice some time, but you're investing in them. Okay? Invest in them. And the last thing I want to say is your ego is your enemy. Don't allow your ego to be your enemy. You should always be learning. This should always be something that you're learning from. This should always be something that you are constantly getting better. I do not know everything. Even though I'm a director, I'm constantly learning, right? I want to learn more. I'm constantly wanting to be a better leader. Do not let your ego get in the way. When people want help from you, you help them. That's awesome, Pam. You help them, right? I mean, I have so many people Crosslines that ask me for help, and I want to help them, okay? I want to help them. So thank you so much, guys. I know it's been about 40 minutes for this. I didn't want to go too long because I know you guys have short attention spans, but I just wanted to see if you guys had anything you wanted me to answer right quick. So I'll take a couple of questions, but if there's no other questions, then I will get off here. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. All of you are awesome. And, oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, guys. Hey, I told you guys I get to preaching. I get to preaching, so... but I want you guys to be successful and just know that it takes some hard work and it can happen, right? Yeah, that's right, Zoe. Exactly. Yes, only listen to personal development. That's right. Exactly. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, you're welcome, Angela. You guys, it's so funny because I feel like, you know that song from Moana? You're welcome. You're welcome. I know you wanted me to sing. You're welcome, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, well, you know what? Sometimes I feel like God speaks through me. I mean, I know He does. So sometimes we just have to be able to speak, right? Oh, good. I'm so glad, guys. Thank you. Oh, you have a chance, Renee. You do. You got this, girl. Just keep on keeping on. Angelina got my reference. Yes. Yes, if you just send them to your website, Joseph, they'll be able to sign up as a VIP. Yep. So, you're welcome. Oh, from Washington. Awesome. Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. Y'all are all so encouraging. Like, you pumped me up. That's right, Jamie. Amen. Hey, no problem. I'm glad it's in your head because it's been in my head. Oh, that's funny. Oh, thank you, Joni. You guys are great. Thanks, Julie. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. Just do it. That's right. That's my message all the time. Just do it. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.